Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. We're gonna kick it old school. Gotta make a video every 3 weeks, and a lot's happened, so let me just kind of shoot from the hip and go from the cuff. No notes, no lineup, definitely no prompter, but let's do this in ordinary fashion. Grab yourself a smoke, grab yourself a drink. Today's Jim Beam Devil's Cut. Not sponsored, but it's damn good whiskey. Grab on your butts, your balls, your boobs, whatever you got, because here we go.
That drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Freedom of speech, bitch! Yeah!
Drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
That drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
This drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
You a good motherfucker, Travis?
Drunk.
What can I say? I love tits.
Who them boys? Not today, baby. The Bears. Bears win 31-14. Loved every minute of it. The whole beginning of the game, all you hear is a bar full of Cowboy fans. Mexico's team all yelling, "We them boys, we're going to the Super Bowl bound." Shut up. Watch this. The past couple weeks have been a little rocky. My dog, Lamborghini, the deaf one, the white one that's been on this since day one with me, he got ripped up pretty bad. I went to 2 vets. They both turned me away. Said that their vet was in surgery for the next 4 or 5 hours. They couldn't see him. It was going to be an emergency type situation, so I had to go to an emergency vet clinic. 3 hours later, it's either pay $1,100 up front or pay half of it up front and only get medication and an x-ray, and that's about it. I can't fork out $1,100. Can I pay the rest tomorrow? Nope. Okay, so my dog left the vet after 3 hours of bleeding everywhere, dragging his right arm like a, club foot. All of his holes still there, still bleeding. All they did was kind of clean him up, and they gave him something for the pain and said, "There you go, $500 vet bill." Yeah, that hurt. He's got a giant, what started off as a giant hole in his chest, probably the size of a shotgun shell, and that's what worried the most. It still hasn't closed up all the way. It's starting to finally get there. But since he didn't have any stitches, it worried me, because this is a gaping open wound, and the way it started is I could physically see into his chest. It was just a big black hole, and you can see all types of He took a very bad gash to the face, bite marks, claw marks all over him. But he's doing better now. Babied him as much as I could, and he has the cone of shame, so he doesn't scratch and lick and make matters worse. But he's doing better. He's walking on all 4 legs now, so I'm very happy. I'll put up a couple pictures. So my dogs they're my kids, and I know that's lame and cliche, but it's fact. I love my dog, and I really can't wait to have them a place of my own where I can have them every day, and they're only my responsibility and nobody else's. So the main concern is still the hole in his chest. It's closing up slowly but surely, and his infected ear that he's still got real swollen. So, but for everybody, for all their wishes, thank you. And he's a tough old dog. I have debated about doing this for a few weeks. I actually recorded a video of everything right after the Charlie Kirk assassination, and everything that I thought as predicted and what I saw is pretty much coming to light, but it being something that everybody was doing, I just didn't want to put it out. The whole Charlie Kirk thing is, a Christian man was shot and killed on a college platform by a college student who the left automatically wanted to say, oh, his parents were right-wing, they were Trump supporters, it's one of theirs, before they even had a chance to figure out anything. And of course, the radical right and angry people were like, no, it's automatically the left and a trans shooter, before they knew anything. Well, come to find out, you know, it was somebody that they're saying was a left-wing ideology and somebody that was part of a trans movement. And also, as soon as he mentioned something about trans rights, he takes a shot. I did call it being a 30-06 from the sound, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories behind it, as there always is with assassinations. Both sides are turning each other more against each other. The left is going to blame only the
People
guns.
are dying.
And they're going to say it's
gun
radical,
violence in
and they
America
won't take
do
any
is gun safety.
fault,
And every time there's a
or
killing,
they
the
won't
Republicans
take
say this is not the time to talk about gun safety.
any kind of responsibility if it were somebody that was on the left. They're just going to deny it. So both sides attacking each other and using this as ammunition against the other side is just wrong. Why people on social media feel need to cheer the fact that anybody, left, right,
We can all
center,
celebrate because something
radical,
really awful
conservative,
happened to
atheist,
a really,
Christian,
really awful guy. Gonna cheer and dance and sing.
why they feel
Thank
they
you
need
very
to
much.
weaponize it and celebrate it is just plain wrong. If it was a conspiracy, wouldn't you see a lot more of the same things that we saw after the George Floyd riots, after everything with January 6th, after some of the other shootings that have taken place? I mean, anytime somebody gets killed on the left that they try and protect, they stand up, they march, they loot, they riot, and there's mass chaos, even with the ICE raids and the ICE movement of people being anti-ICE. Tons of damage, tons of violence. For everybody it's the left's fault because this person identified as trans or was standing up for trans rights and wanted to silence somebody for their freedom of speech. Absolutely wrong. And the fact that it was drawn to that extreme level of killing somebody because you hate their opinion. Absolutely wrong. If it were conservatives, Christians, the right wing, marching, destroying cities, burning cars, starting riots, it would be chaos on the internet. It would be chaos on the news. But you haven't seen that. You don't see Christians taken to the streets and creating violence because of this. They killed one of our own, da 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 da. No. This guy stood for peace, and he stood for the Constitution, and he stood for human rights. Now, whether you like his rhetoric or not, that's what he was. He was a family man. So for anybody to cheer the fact or demonize him and his death for what he did is just pure hatred. And the right and conservatives trying to make it like this is our movement, this is our martyr. He's going to carry the flag. His memory will live on. Yeah, maybe. But don't demonize it and don't weaponize it. Honor his memory, but don't use it as a fulcrum to create more division in between Democrats, conservatives, Christians. Don't use that as a wedge, because that just creates more division in between us as a nation and creates more hate. People getting fired for their jobs for using their freedom of speech. I'm glad he died. That is absolutely terrible. If anybody were to say that about somebody on the left getting killed and it was right wing, oh, he got what he deserves. You know what? You should expect the same thing. Yes, freedom of speech is free to say it, but you're not opposed to consequences. I can tell my boss, I think you're terrible. I think you're a crook. Okay, you can say that. But the consequences are, I'm not going to have a job. I mean, if we had a case here in Lubbock, what was it, Cameron, whatever her name was, Texas Tech, cheering, video, caught her cheering and calling people out. He got shot, da-da-da-da-da. That's just hateful and wrong. She got expelled. And then she got a criminal charge for assault. I didn't see the assault part, but should she be able to say that? Yeah, she should be able to say that. But there are consequences. Think before you speak, people. And I am somebody who prides himself on his bullshit opinion. Have your bullshit opinion. Say what you want. Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, freedom of speech. Do I like Jimmy Kimmel? No, I haven't liked him since The Man Show. And that was a pretty raunchy show. Should he have lost his job? That's up to the people that fired him. Now, I will say, Donald Trump did not get Jimmy Kimmel fired. He can't do that. He can't call up Disney or ABC or whatever network the late night show was on. People calling in and saying that this is wrong have that power. The viewers, the audience, they have
say
that power.
Charlie deserved to die.
Now,
just can't say that.
He could have fixed it and still had his job if he would have said
loses his job.
It was in bad taste and I apologize. Simple as that. Am I glad he's off TV? Yeah, because he's not funny anymore and everything he says is hateful against one side. Now, if he would make fun of both sides every day, then okay. But just automatically demonizing one side, calling them out, and not even a cent, not even a smidgen of care for the fact that this person was a father with 2 children, was a husband. He didn't give any grief to that whatsoever. And his ratings were dog shit. Maybe you should just get off the gas of that kind of hatred towards one side. Spread it out a little bit. Make it to where you don't only talk negative about one side. Make it a little equal. Make fun of your own party. Alright? Call them out when they mess up. That's fine. That's freedom of speech. But you worked for them and they fired you, not Donald Trump. And for Jimmy Kimmel going out there and blaming Donald Trump, that's just that negative shit right there. That is just him trying to get everybody and say it was his fault. As far as Jimmy Kimmel goes, good riddance, dude. Find you another job. Start your own podcast. See how many viewers you get. But maybe you should apologize to the family. Just maybe. You don't have to, but don't be a piece of shit. Coming to Lubbock will be Rampage Wrestling again, as every year. It will be the Rampage Classic I'm not going to say what number. I think it's 9, but don't quote me on that. That should be in October. Looking forward to that because I'll have a special guest, Super Crazy from ECW. Definitely looking into that. The card itself, got a couple things on there that I want to see. A couple matches. But the main thing I want to do is get my boy, the MFP, also known as Jeremy, get him up here so we could go to a live indie wrestling promotion together. We backyard wrestled together for years. He's my best friend and brother. I think it'd be a lot of fun if he could, you know, catch a flight or make a trip up here. We spend the weekend watching some wrestling. But anywho, Super Crazy's going to be there. It'll be out there where they normally have for Rampage events. And looking forward to it. Talked to a couple wrestlers. One of them for sure I'll know will be there. The other one not so much. And then, yeah, looking forward to see how the storyline leads up. Now on to a personal note. The past several months, I have tried to dedicate myself as best I could to rid myself of, we could call it negative energy, bad people, and bad situations. Also, me trying to save up to get a new place, save money, and, you know, not be the guy going out and being that drunk guy in his bullshit opinion every single night, every single week. And it's been something that I've honestly really been trying to do, especially since the death of my best friend, is, you know, tomorrow's not guaranteed. Today is a blessing. And as much as it may hurt not having those friends that you did have, sometimes you just got to do it for the better part of you. And as it may get lonely, and that is for damn sure, you got to stick to the guns. Got to stay the path of bettering myself, showing myself that I can do it, getting back to the gym, getting down in weight, getting healthier, and respecting myself enough to not just be in relationships with people that are toxic just because I want a friend. If you can't do it on yourself, by yourself, fix yourself, how do you expect to do it with somebody else? And that's what I'm going by. And for anybody that might be on the, oh, I haven't heard from you, well, I'm trying to fix me. And if you have a problem with that, then that's why. It's because I need to fix me, and I don't need you making it any worse. Literally. You mean on words or on paper? Oh no, he actually broke his leg. Physically. Okay, he physically broke his leg. Stop using literally the wrong way, people. Oh, I literally kicked his ass. Oh, okay, so you debated him? No, I hit him. That's not literally, you moron. Ugh. That's just my thing. And of course, I'm not going to go on the rant of people not using their blinkers, people revving their engines under the overpass, and all that shit, because I do it all the time. It just irks the shit out of me. So, but on a happy note, I did have my niece's 8th birthday. It was fun. It was sweet. Really enjoyed that. Happy birthday, Kennedy Rue. I love you. And I also just so glad that my puppy is still around, because that was some brutal marks. And anyways, for everybody that stuck around to watch it for this long, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And hit the like, hit a comment, do the subscribe, share, do whatever you can. I really appreciate it. But other than that, cheers, guys. Don't have hate in your heart. Don't cheer people dying. Wake the hell up, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
How you doing?